So the main kind of inquiry we've been using involves turnarounds. So I want to give a little bit more guidance in how to do turnarounds and why they work. First of all, to do a turnaround, you simply change one or more words to their opposite and then sit and see if there's any new viewpoints that become available from that perspective. So for example, he hurt me. You can change out one word at a time to its opposite. I hurt him. He loves me. He hurt himself. Or you can change two of the words. So you can get I hurt him. He loves himself. Or all three. I love him. And again, you just sit until you find freedom. You can do lots of turnarounds and not be done. It might take hours or days. The time you know you're finished is when the freedom comes. Now, why does this work? Essentially, we're in a benevolent flow. And then as we go along, something happens and something inside of us decides it should have been different. And from there, we develop a habit of it should have been different. This is not saying that we don't see possible new things we want to create in the future. It's kind of like when a baby falls when they're walking. We know that that's part of it. We don't fault the fall at all. And at the same time, we know that eventually they will be walking. But this is different than that. This is saying right now should be different than it is. And that's where we create this outside observer that is in argument with what is. That outside observer will obviously feel separate and will feel unsupported and will feel a disagreement with what is happening. And all those things are the cause of suffering. I would like to just show kind of an example. I consider it the checkerboard type of life versus the ocean kind of life. We end up thinking that there are rules to the game, that we actually can put a box around life and we think that we can make it predictable. But in reality, what happens works and it's always fluid. Some reminder that I have is that something great is afoot and everyone is playing their role. And when we settle into that, we discover that life is benevolent.